Hello my dear students, I hope you all are doing well. So today I am going to start the next topic, that is classification of factors of production. Classification of factors of production. So these factors of production can be broadly classified into four categories. Number one, we have land. Number two, labor. Capital. And number four, organization. Okay, so there are four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and organization, or that organization is also called an entrepreneur. So now I am going to discuss the definition. Okay, definition of this different factors of production. So first we will start with this land. Now land in economics includes all the free gifts of nature, including sunlight, water, land, forest, mountains, etc. But if we consider the definition of land in a common way, then what we understand by land means only the surface of soil or surface of earth. So that is only considered as a land. But when we see the same thing from economics point of view, then we can say that land includes all the free gifts of nature. So you have to know what are the free gifts of nature. Free gifts of nature means the things which is provided by nature itself. Example, land. Land is also one of the free gifts of nature. Soil, water, forest, different types of minerals, mountains, mines, etc. These all are the part of land. Okay, once again, how you define land in economics? In economics, land includes all the free gifts of nature. As I have already mentioned you the example, what are the things that are the part of land? It includes the soil surface, it includes mountains, plains, we can say that a forest. So all these things are included in this land. Now next, sometimes the question may come, okay, whether the land is an active factors of production or passive factors of production. So land is a passive factors of production. Okay, why it is passive factors of production? Because in order to operate this land, in order to operate this, or in order to use this land, some other factors of production is needed. At least labor is needed to operate that land. So that's why land cannot produce by itself. Some other factors of production must be needed to operate that land. So we can say that why it is passive factors of production? It is passive factors of production because it cannot produce by its own. Some other labor is required. Now the next thing, what is the reward? What is the reward for that land? So reward or means factor payments. Whenever you are using land, so land also get some factor payments, or in returns whatever they get, that is called rent. Okay, rent is the reward for land. Now next definition we are going to discuss labor. Okay, so labor, all types of physical and mental effort provided by human being in any kind of production is called labor. Okay, once again please try to understand what is labor. How to define labor? Any type of physical or mental effort used by a person in any kind of production is called labor. Okay, so here I am using two terms, one is physical and mental. So what is physical effort? Physical effort means the effort made by porters or the construction workers, okay, that comes under what effort? Physical effort. Now what is mental effort? The effort made by teachers, lawyers, doctors, engineers, where they will be using their brains to use in the production process. Okay, so that is called mental effort. Once again, when the construction workers or the porters carrying heavy loads, okay, so what type of effort is that? That is your physical effort. So here labor means the one who is using their physical as well as mental effort in the production process to complete the process of production can be considered as a labor. That labor is using two types of effort, physical and mental effort. Okay, now what are the rewards for that labor? So reward for labor is wages. Okay, wages is the reward given to the laborers, or the factor payment for the labor is called wages. Now one more thing, okay, sometimes that question may ask in this way also, why labor is an active factors of production. Okay, labor is an active factors of production. So you have to understand this, active. So why labor is called active factors of production? Because without labor, okay, none of the factors of production will operate. So in order to operate or in order to use all the factors of production, labor is needed. I'll give you one example. Suppose say we are talking about use of machinery or equipments. So in order to use that machinery or equipments, at least one labor is needed. At least for switch on or switch off that plug, labor is needed. So that's why labor is called an active factors of production. So only in the presence of labor, the other factors of production can operate in a smooth way. Okay, next factors of production we have capital. So we have to understand this. Capital is a produced means of production that can be further used in the production process. So capital means all the machinery equipments, okay, that machinery equipments is also made by man, and that machinery or equipments can also or the further can be used in the production process. So that's why this capital is called a produced means of production. Okay, or we can say that man-made. Okay, man-made, because that machine, equipments, different types of tools, that all are produced by man. Okay, and that machinery equipments can further be used in the production process. I'll give you one example. You have seen while constructing the roads, they are using different types of machinery, JCB, okay, different types of dozer and all, roller, okay, that are used in the construction of that roads. So that roller or JCB, that all are produced by man, and again we are using that JCB or roller for construction of that road. So here that machinery equipment or different types of tools are made by man, and that machinery equipments are further being used in the production process. Okay, so we can say that capital is a produced means of production that can be further used in the production process. Okay. Now, next you have to understand what is the reward or what is the factor payment for that capital. So, reward or the factor payment for this capital is called interest. Okay. And similarly, this capital is also whatever factors of production, active or passive. So this capital is also a passive factor of production. Okay. Why it is passive? So in order to use that machinery equipments, at least labor is needed. That's why it is called passive factors of production. Okay, so the next factors of production we have organization or an entrepreneur. So organization means the employer, okay, the one who combine different factors of production. So employer or the organization is the one who combine land, labor and capital. Okay, they combine all these factors of production to produce any type of goods and commodities. Now, this organization or an entrepreneur is the one who takes a risk in the business process. Okay, once again listen. I'll define this organization. Organization is the one, or an entrepreneur is the one who combines different factors of production like land, labor, capital and use in the production process. So organization is the one who organizes, manages and takes risks in the business process, and the reward for this organization or and this entrepreneur is profit. Profit is the reward for this organization. Yes. Okay. So in the previous topic, whatever we have discussed, the different classification of factors of production, that was the traditional classification of factors of production. So in traditional classification, we can see that the factors of production is divided into 4 parts: land, labor, capital and organization. Now we are moving towards modern classification. So in the case of this modern classification, some economists believe that the factors of production is divided into 2 parts: land and labor. We can say that according to some of the economists, they believe that factors of production is of a 2 type, that is land and labor, and capital is only the application, or capital is the factors of production which is produced by the application of labor on land. Okay, so here the major factors of production according to modern classification is land and labor. Capital and organization or entrepreneur are not considered as a true factors of production. As I said, by the application of labor on land, we can say that is your capital, and by entrepreneur we mean special types of labor specialized in their particular field or in their particular world. So entrepreneur is defined as a special type of labor, so that also comes under this labor only. Okay, so in the case of this modern classification, the land and labor are considered as a primary factor of production. Okay, capital and entrepreneur are called secondary production. Again, the modern economists have classified these factors of production in two parts. Number one, we have primary factors of production that include land and labor, and the secondary factors of production includes capital and entrepreneur.